And yet again, the main menu has changed. This time showing Gidget. Yeah, it seems to change every arc, and the corresponding character that we're going to be hanging out with the most. Yeah, I'm very much dreading this arc. Iggy? Something soft below me. Very warm, curled up and nested against my back like an oversized lumber pillow. Iggy. Who is that? Ginzu? Why is he in my apartment? That makes me laugh. Roll over with a groan, pushing my face back into the exceptionally soft bit of fur with a smile of contentment. Give me 5 more minutes, Ginzu. Then I'll come out for breakfast. Fuck's sake, Higgs, you're gonna get yourself buried in there. Wait a minute. I snap open. This isn't my apartment. Though that is Ginzu. And what do we... Set it with a start. So fast it makes my head spin and dots dance across my eyes. Immediately sit back down, fingers pressed to my temple, as I wait for the world to stabilize itself. Fuck. Fuck is right. Let's just take things one step at a time, eh? Shadow overtakes my view. Look up to see a familiar orange cat head. I turn a bleary gaze towards Ginzu. That's right. We're here. Like everything that's happened so far, this doesn't surprise me. Not sure anything would surprise me at this point. How long have you been awake? I asked with a groan. Ginzu reaches down and grabs my hand, pulling me to my feet with a laugh. Long enough to hear you talking in your sleep. Who is Mr. Cornwall? Why is he trying to make you sing? I stare at him a moment, head still struggling to catch up. Then grunt, try to step forward to the center of the room. Rigs promptly give. All quickly rises around me as I tumble forward. I have gone all the way to the floor too, if Ginzu hadn't somehow managed to grab me ungracefully under my armpits. I was cocked out like chicken wings. Let's just take it easy there, buddy. Not gonna get very far if you bust your head open out on our childhood snack rack. Pulls me over to the table in question with a grunt, plopping me down atop one of the small chairs, barely large enough to encompass my adult rear end. They're really here then? Say as my gaze scans the room. Eyes flick from the table, still covered with half-eaten cookies, to a crackling fire, rounded windows, simmering stove. Everything is just as I remember. Almost as if I'd just been here yesterday. Had I been here yesterday? Depends on your definition of yesterday, cause, well, we've definitely been here multiple times already. That we are. Though I think you'll concur with me that it wasn't altogether entirely unexpected. Ginzu's finger goes to his chin. No, let my lips buzz. In a sigh of remorse, slap my hands against my forehead. Well, that's exactly why this feels weird. What the fuck is going on? Some prime fuckery that was, Ginzu laughed, making his finger above the table. I wonder if these are still good. Slice half a chocolate chip cookie off the hardwood surface. Seriously? Shrugs. Guy's gotta eat. Pushed himself to my feet, leaving him to his cookie munching. I'm definitely sure he wished he was munching something else. Anyway, administrations are wandering towards the other side of the room. Jill squeezed up my back and curled my arms in front of my chest. I was suddenly feeling incredibly cold. Head is a mess. Jumbled snarl of out-of-focus snapshots dancing across my vision. A whole smorgasbord of feelings to go with them. Fear, anger, panic, and also others I can't explain. Joy, relief, pain. I winced, starting to feel nauseous. Hey, are you okay? His voice snaps me from my thoughts. When I glance back, see him staring at me, half a cookie hanging from out of his mouth. Well, at least it's not a cigarette this time. The certainty and strange familiarity of the image brings a sudden bubble of laughter up from my lungs. I tried to suppress it, I ended up snorting instead. Attractive, Genzo smokes. Oh, since the one snarfing down who knows how long they've been sitting there cookies. Hey, he starts, as though you're about to make some sort of smart mouth rebuttal. But he ultimately shrugs it off, wandering over to me instead. Seriously though, you look like you're about to pass out. Fucking pale as a ghost. I mean, worse than usual. Presses the back of his hand to my cheek. The touch combined with the words sends lightning bolt-like synapses shooting through my brain. With such force it takes the breath out of me. God, why can I not get that sentence out? Before I snap backwards. Did you start just staring at him? Now it's getting so certain to go pale. I said that before, haven't I? The exact same fucking words. I just feel like they're shaking in their sockets. Fuck. But we're not given time to ponder the increasing absurdity of the situation. There's footsteps outside. Heavy and much-like, steady and methodical. Oh no, Gento grins. Just to the window, but it's not like we need to. Both of us know what's about to round the bend outside. Appear as predicted, 2 by 2, boots bruising the dirt and long ears bouncing right, left, right. Right around the curve of the well-trimmed path, kicking up dust with each synchronous step. Step backwards from the window, wringing my hands. Also plaguing my stomach is growing worse. Already I can feel the walls starting to undulate around me. Tendrils of panic clutching at my chest, my throat. And so, I moan before I can stop. Breath coming out faster and faster. Enzo spins around and starts towards me, face covered with worry. But just as he opens his mouth, footsteps stop, or come to a stop. An abrupt stop. Even more abrupt than expected. Who's there? Show yourself. Squawk is so shrill that it rattles the window glass in its pain. Shock of it gives my bowels such a twitch that I'm pretty sure I spread my linens on the spot. Eyes strained. I throw a look at Genzo, who looks equally as terrified. How could they... Knew they could have... Come, and comes the sound of boots. This is very different. I don't like it. Crisp and sharp. Footsteps grow louder near the cottage door. He's coming. He's coming inside. Hand goes distinctly to Genzo's shoulder. Fingers curling tight in the fabric of his jacket. See him move purposely to the left. Moves up between me and the door, with one arm raised to keep me back. Closer. Rabbit is almost here now. Hear the rattle of iron in his boots with each deliberate stomp. Closer. Door is shaking on its hinges. See the rabbit's eyes in my mind. Jumpy. Wild. Bearing down on me. Then... I order you to show yourself. Just what are you doing back there? Followed by the sound of rustled bushes. Wrenched fabric. A yelp. Stare at the door. Blink. What? Grip against his jacket loosens ever so slightly. I'm just doing my job. I do have a permit, so if you could please... Pause. More shifting noises. Then a thud as someone presumably falls back to the ground. Very well, as much as it pains me, I'll allow you to stay. Try not to make yourself look so much like a suspicious bride again, begging for an overnight stay in His Majesty's doors next time. Something skids across the dirt. Then the rope footsteps begin anew. Huh. That was weird. Way away. That's another squawk. Back to it, you ingrates. Makes my eardrums bleed. And the marching resumes. That's definitely weird. Crisp, sharp, and perfectly in time. Only after I completely fades into the distance do I let my shoulders fall. Release the breath I hadn't even realized I'd been holding. Well, at least no rabbits got their brains smashed in this time, I think. She gets a look of confusion, and start hesitantly towards the door. I guess let's find the doorknob. I swallow. Then open it. For just a moment, I have to squeeze my eyes shut against the light. It's quite a bit brighter than dim cottage lighting. After a few hurried blinks, I managed to squint just enough to see. I gaze goes distinctly to the direction the previous altercation had taken place. Young man in a black vest stands there muttering to himself, gaze flicking back and forth between a clipboard in one hand and a pocket watch in the other. I'm guessing you're supposed to represent the White Rabbit or sorts, maybe? Doesn't look especially agreeable. In fact, between the scowl on his face and the 2-ton boulders beneath his eyes, he looks downright cantankerous. Hello? I eke out despite my sheer bewilderment. Manhead pops up. I see him size me up before flipping his gaze to the clipboard. And back to me. There you are. There you are. He stands up straight and snaps his pocket watch close with an irate flick of his wrist. I expected you earlier. Come along then. Take a step back. Whoa. Wait just a second. Who even are you? Yeah, good question, because I don't think we met you before. We definitely haven't seen you around Wonderland before, either. At this point, Genso's made it outside, and at the appearance of this new individual, banks a hand to my shoulder. Who's this fucker? I cocks his head, looks at Genzo, looks back at his clipboard. It's only supposed to be one of you. Genzo takes an indignant step forward, middle finger pointed skyward. There's quickly going to be none of you if you don't start talking, jackass. Pleasant fellow, man blinks. I'm only doing as I've been told. Pick up one Iggy Maxwell from the cottage by the lane at... Now check out the clipboard. 5 on the hour. Pick him up and take him where? Why, to Mistress, of course. Genso looks at me. I look at Genso. Mistress? Finally manage. Yes, she is expecting you. Want to make sure you made it safely and comfortably into town. That's probably Gidget, isn't it? I take a step forward, one hand against her shoulder in an effort to soothe his palpable resentment. Snorts, but seems to calm some. You mean Gidget? I asked, despite being fairly confident of the answer. And cocks his head in the other direction this time. That would be correct. I guess, glance around. I don't remember this. Don't remember any of this. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. But right to Gidget seems good. Yeah, well, if it means we can avoid all the shit, like running into the rabbits, nearly getting eaten by an eyeball, nearly getting eaten by tomato people. Yeah, that seems pretty alright with me. And also having to avoid the, boat ride as well. Convenient. Better than somewhere around this place ourselves anyway. That sounds fine, yeah, we'll go. Iggy, Genzo hisses. You heard him. He's taking us to Gidget, which is where we're gonna go anyway, right? Throw a hand back in the direction the rabbit guards headed earlier. Better than taking our chances with the 7-foot rabbits anyway. Genzo looks like he wants to say something, then jerks away with a huff, wipes on his nose. I guess. Bit towards the man, who's now patiently checking his watch again. Hold up my hand in what seems like a friendly gesture of hospitality. Iggy? And, this is Genso. And looks at my hand. looks at me. You may call me Cecil. Turns on his heel with a flick of his vest tails. Hands shoved in his pockets as he starts down the path circling the cottage. This way. Simply watch him for a moment, blinking in silence, hands still outstretched, then joke to catch up. Genzo scuttles along behind, one hand into his cap. Both of us, however, are brought to an abrupt stop when we round the corner. Oh, of course, a pumpkin carriage. Wouldn't expect any less from Wonderland. Come face to face with the grandest carriage we've ever seen. Jaw falls nearly to the floor. 4 enormous gilded wheels against it aloft from the ground. The carriage itself, like a smooth white teardrop, sits amongst a nest of coiled green vines, almost like a pumpkin leaning over its patch. At the head of the carriage, 2 white stallions stamp and kick at the dirt impatiently. Manes like twin braided buffets adorning their crowns. I feel like fucking Cinderella or something. I mean, is that a reference to the Our Cinderella spin-off game on this one? Because I actually played that one. We're going in this, because their voice rises a good 2 octaves. Cecil throws a bored glance at the carriage, voice monotone. Yes, that was the idea. Though it might be a bit... So let's go back to Genzo. Tight. This was supposed to be a single rider after all. See Genzo's face start to go red again. Bring a hand to his shoulder. It's fine, we'll make it work. Cecil opens the carriage door with an apathetic kick, and holds his hand out. Come along then, we're already late. Oh, right. I step forward, look hesitantly from Cecil to the open door, grab his hand and use it to propel myself up and into the carriage. Once inside, fall unceremoniously down onto the seat, bringing my head against the back wall. Fuck's sake. The pain is relatively short-lived, overtaken once again by awe, and I gaze up and around the interior of the carriage. Where the outside had been utterly devoid of colour, inside is rifled with it. Arcing ceiling is strewn with velvety swath of red, blue and yellow fabrics. Deep purple curtains pulled back against the windows. Even the chair I'm sitting on, veritable throne, supporting no less than 4 different colours in its selection of cushionary. Directly in front of me is a small round table of rich mahogany. A tea set with cupcakes and cookies laid out on top. This is fucking luxurious. I swallow it hard, all of a sudden feeling incredibly out of my league. At the moment, however, Genzo tumbles in, quickly come to understand the full weight of Cecil's earlier comment. It's tight. Very tight. Yeah, I know there's a sexual innuendo in there somewhere, but anyway. And as both of us try to squeeze into a single person seat, I feel beads of sweat begin ghosting my hairline. Genzo ends up half squished against my armpit, while my left leg is forced halfway up onto his thigh. I cough. He coughs. We cross our arms in sync and attempt to sit back with varying degrees of success. Pleasant journey, gentlemen. Cecil draws before slamming the door shut and walking around to the front. Genzo shifts again. Looks 50 shades of uncomfortable. Better than taking our chances with the 7-foot rabbits, my ass. I hear him grumble, beneath my breath. Or his breath. Yeah, his breath. Hey, at least there's tea. Maneuver past him and reach for the pot. But so carefully, I lift it by its slender handle, and let the brown liquid arc downward into the single cup. Once finished, place it gingerly back on the table, so as not to chip the delicate porcelain. For a moment, Cecil must whip the horses in gear, because we move forward with a jolt. Freshly filled cup of tea slides straight off the table and onto the floor. Crack it in two. Rips. Oh. Smooth. I sit back, place my hand in my lap, curl them around my chest, place them back on my lap. Timber gazed towards the slowly padding scenery, eyelids drooping. It's gonna be a long ride, isn't it? Well, it's better than trying to walk our way through Wonderland. At least nothing's gonna try and eat us and or kill us. Don't know how long we ride. 20 minutes? 30? Any other situation would likely have been a delightful experience. The scenes changed from one wondrous sight after the next. Lush forests of red dappled trees, rolling hills of sunflowers, picturesque river landscapes. Aside, a jumbled mess of nerves. Thoughts jumping from confusion over our current situation to anxiety about Gidget to growing discomfort over the cramp in my leg. Further we cruise, more each of these thoughts morph and expands. A vertically large bump in the road rocks the carriage, sending me hard against Genzo's shoulder. Sorry, I mutter, as I sit back up. Genzo just grunts. He's still got his arms crossed, face half buried in the collar of his jacket. Break the tension by talking about the weather, or break the tension with a childhood memory. Okay, let's do this one. I think this one's maybe a little bit more appropriate. Weird. But you know what this reminds me of? Start with a chuckle. What? Last summer you had to cart me along on your bike everywhere. Guess that raises a brow in confusion. Remember? 'Cause mine broke. That summer my dad was forced to retire at the plant. So we were trying to save money and couldn't replace it. Yeah, sure, I remember it. What the fuck does this have to do with any of this? Guess this plays out of hand in a show of obvious disconnect. Well, come on. Passing trees, the bumpy road. Come arms around his neck with a sardonically affectionate coo. Be squished against each other on a moving vehicle. Kenzo bats me away with a flustered grunt. For fuck's sake. I just laughed. You got legs of steel that summer. He pats his knee, lowering my voice in best impression of crackling timber I can manage. I'm sure you feel so well now anymore, eh? Do something nice for a guy. Genzo snorts and raises his hands in the air. I can see the grin tugging at the side of his mouth. Should have left you to run down the street waving your pasty little stick arms in the air. Stretch out my arms raised in an attempt at alluring that probably reads more like dying cow. How people like the sallow though? Or sallow look. Yeah, they're called mortician's eggs. You know, jealousy is not a good look on you. You have to be blind to be attracted to a fascinating psycho. He starts, blanches, shit. Oh, masterpiece psycho shit. Seen a lot of those in your day. I laugh. Look at him. And it hits me. Oh. I blink. He blinks. Scratch at the back of my neck. Damn, I didn't ask you about it. He looks away. Scratches beneath his cap. It's, whatever. What else was I gonna wish for? Am I right or am I right? He chuckles. It sounds forced. Yeah, and I'm allergic to your bullshit too. Ugh. I get that. I pause. I guess I didn't even notice, is all. It's true. I haven't realized it until this moment. Another one of those unsurprising surprises that are coming at us in droves lately. This one in particular makes me feel guilty. What's there to notice, eh? Not like this changes anything. Gazzo scratches at his cheek. Changes anything? Changes what? Steers the subject in another direction before I can ask. Anyway, you ready to face Gidge? Sit back, my cheeks growing warm. Not really, but I sigh. I haven't seen since it happened. Start playing with my hand, scratching at my left index finger with my thumbnail. Do you think she's still, thinking about it? Iggy, she's in a horse-drawn carriage and a guy named Cecil to come pick you up. Cecil, Iggs. More than thinking about it. Yeah, this makes my cheeks burn even hotter. Can't stop replaying it in my mind. So close to her in that car, feeling of her lips on mine. I hadn't disliked it. Kissing like that closeness, that warmth. Thinking about it sent a fundy whirlings up my chest. Only when imagining going further that things start to go south. Guess it gives me a playful shove with his shoulder. You'll be fine, Slick. Besides, how long have you been friends for? No matter what happens, you two will find a way to work through it. Sit back with a sigh, gaze turning upwards. Wonder how close we are now. Gentle rocking motion of the carriage is starting to put me to sleep. Then my eyes fully close, and open them again. Staring up at the roof of the carriage, those bright colours, that rocking motion. Something about that combination. My eyes close again. Iggy, they're opening out the bouncy castle. Barrel twitches. Come on, Jen, bouncy castle. Fuck, that's right. I open my eyes again, it's there in front of me. All manners of hacked together colours, brilliant and bright. Shrieks of laughter coming from inside, as it shudders. Come on, Iggy. Gadget still has my hand. Gives me a tug to pull me closer to the entrance. Alright. At this point, I don't have much of a choice. Besides, when am I going to have another chance to jump around inside an inflatable castle? Gadget pulls herself up inside the entrance flap, probably falling down on a rear end in a flurry of fabric. Graceful, I say with a laugh. It's time to climb in after her. Then I pause, look back. Genzo and Olan are just standing there. Genzo looking sullen and inebriated, and Olan looking back and forth between Genzo and the castle with increasingly nervous flicks of his head. Do you want to go on it? Hear Olan ask. Like fuck I do. Olan whistles but reaches towards him all the same, curling his head around Genzo's wrist. It's okay, I can help you. Genzo slices his wrist away with a jerk, stepping backwards. Don't you fucking touch me. I feel all of a sudden guilty. Come on, Jen, slide back out. Just towards him, already out of breath. I'll help you. I just said, I'm not going on that thing. Genzo just squawks. It'll be fun, come on. Grab his hand. A touch, face morphs into something unreadable, and the corner of your mouth twitches. In that instant of hesitation, I managed to pull him over to the entrance of the castle. Grab his cane and toss it to the side before hooking my arms beneath his pits, hauling him up and over the vibrantly hued threshold. I drag myself after him and crawl over, one hand on to his back so he knows where I am. I'm already regretting this, because he has to shout over the sound of the air pump. He's on his hands and knees trying to keep his balance. Ground beneath us is bucking and bobbing like the surface of a turbulent waterbed. When one of our overzealous classmates bounces a bit too close, sends Genzo backwards onto his rear with a yelp. Reach for his hand, hooking my fingers in his and pulling him to his feet. Just hold on to me, I shout, before grabbing his other hand and deciding to bounce. First gentle bounces, testing out the water, so to speak, and slowly transforming into larger and larger bounces. Genzo looks positively terrified at first. Fingers I clenched on mine so tightly is cutting off the circulation. But little by little, he starts to join in, grin playing on his lips as he moves up and down with the undulating floor. Flash of purple next to us as Gidget bounces over. That's the way, boys, she laughs. Feel like I'm walking on the moon, Gidget shouts and nearly falls over. My turn, Iggy. Gidget's hand are on my shoulder. I laugh. Lift into his hand and grab Gidget's instead. Fine, fine, I say with a grin. How can I resist the invitation of such a lovely lady? My prince, she coos sarcastically. Don't let me fall. Gensei falls back silently. I see his arms drop to his side. He's no longer bouncing. Gidget is jumping now. High, so high. My own stomach is lurching up and down with each buoying wave. Higher and higher. Both of us laughing and shrieking, toppling over each other. Not sure how long the two of us bounce before Orlin makes it over. He's staggering his way towards us across the choppy expanse. However, he loses his balance once he gets close, clinging into Gensei's shoulder. Gensei yelps, stepping back with a start. Orlin falls to his knees between the three of us. It's quiet for a moment. Gensei laughs, reaches forward. Who's this? Orlin? His hands finds Orlin's shoulder, travelling upwards, others feeling out of his face. Second, his palm cups Orlin's cheeks. Also, he's about to lean in for a kiss. Then another laugh, and he grabs the back of Orlin's hair, fingers curled into the base of his rat tail. Damn, didn't know you were that desperate to suck my dick. Shoves Orlin's face into his crotch with a cackle. So shameless, in front of everyone. Gensei, a snap. Like Gensei picking on Orlin is a new thing, but this is too much. It's enough. I release Gidget's hand and step forward with a swat at Gensei, sending Orlin back onto his rear end. Gensei just shrugs, one raspberry with his lips. I mean, all you had to do was ask. Come on. Hook my arms beneath Orlin's pits. Attempt to pull him to his feet. Shakes like a limp rag doll in my grip. What the hell is wrong with you, Gen? His hands are on her hips. Gensei shoots his middle finger skyward with an angry jerk. Oh, sorry. Guess I didn't know today was shit on Gensei Day. Maybe he's shitting on you. Then with a slightly subdued hiss, think you've had a little too much. Gensei grunts, wipes his nose. Whatever, it's fine. Just a resident loser after all. Let's fuck everything up. Better off without me. What are you even talking about? All was starting to slip between my arms, and I tried to readjust my grip. Now I think I've already made a jackass on myself enough for one night. No need to embarrass myself further. Rose at his face, staggers forward. Looks really bad. I need to get out of here. Stumbles away, hand reaching out for the inflatable wall, so I can use it to guide himself back to the exit. Watching for a moment before finally linking Orlin up the rest of the way. Pushes forward in an attempt to find his balance. His face, cheeks, forehead, neck, everything is bright red. Doesn't look at me. Shoulders hunched as he tugs at his rat tail. Gidget takes a gentle hold with his shoulders. In an attempt to steady him. Face a mixture of pity and curiosity. Throw another look at Gensei's direction. Stumbling along, about halfway there. Then an errant bounce from one of the classmates rocks his balance, and he goes down, hard. Shit. Who's not him getting trampled filling my head? Take off after him. Takes about 5 looping steps before I too go down. 9.5 on top of him. For a second, can't do much of anything. More jumping and shuddering around me. Once I gather myself, manage to grab hold of Gensei's smaller frame, all out of the path of our screeching classmates. Tangled mess of limbs now. Fingers clenched tightly in the fabric of his jacket, legs hooked up over my hip. Can feel his heart beating against my chest. Sounds like he's going to be going into overdrive. His breath is short and stilted against my neck. Iggy? His voice sounds semi-panicked. Yeah, it's me, saying near his ear. Though for some reason this doesn't seem to still his distress. And you think his heart starts beating faster. Didn't want you coming out looking like a pancake, I laugh. The side of his mouth twitches, film shifting against me. Anyway, come on, let's get out of here before both of us get crushed to death. Give him a squeeze around the middle and drag the both of us towards the exit. Go rolling from the cracking top and onto the floor of the gym below with a flop. Takes a moment for the world to stop spinning, my head to stop ringing, for me to get adjusted to the bright lights and sun quiet. But before I can so much as sit up, Gensler is already extricated? Anyway, himself on me with a jerk. Scooshes away, look of panic, back and stronger this time. Where's my stick? It's over here. What's wrong? Just give me it, okay? I rise shakily to my feet, throwing a glance towards Gidget as she slides out after us, wandering over to where I tossed his cane. I offer it to him, he quickly snatches it from my hand. He's acting weird. Shoulders hunched. He turned away from me, legs crossed. You okay? Fine, I'm fine, just... I'll be right back, okay? Flicks his cane out and begins walking away, nearly running into a trio of chatting girls along the way. Okay, I guess. Saying to no one in particular. No idea what's gone into him. Okay, have some idea. Whole bottle full of alcohol. Even that doesn't explain his current behavior. Tend to smooth down my rumpled clothes before wiping the sweat from my forehead. Between the physical exertion and the build-up of dry air in that thing, absolutely parched. I wandered in a nearby table of drinks, while the parent chaperones is manning, and grab a couple of water bottles, thinking I'll get some for everyone. On my way back, 4 bottles tucked in my arms, when I see Gidget talking to all of them. Said to tell you something. Huh? Does he need you to, help him with something? He did? Gets very flustered at this. See him curling and looping his fingers through his rat tail. Yeah, he went down that way, I think. Just as I was in the direction Genso headed. I got a bad feeling about this. I'll follow his fingers with his gaze. Glances back. Looks again. Just as I arrive at the water bottles, he scuttles off, looking very much like a mouse escaping into its hole. Where'd he go? Gidget just shrugs, and sees the water. Oh, is that for us? Yeah, guess I'll just keep those for when the 2 come back. And her one, trying to figure out what to do with the others before finally shoving one in each of my jacket pockets. Only half fit, sticking out humorously above the fabric like sweaty dumbbells. Want to sit down? On the direction of the bleachers, as I unscrew the cap of my own bottle, take a swig. Sounds good. My feet are killing me. Short climb later, and we're halfway up the bleachers, perched on one of the benches and gazing down at the boisterous gym floor. Gidget's taken her shoes off and is stretching her toes on the seat in front of us. She sneak sips from the water. Wonder where Bucks and Hannah disappeared to. Throw a half-serious glance across the heads of our fellow students. I've seen them since bingo. Who knows? They've got meditation going in the wrestling room. Maybe they're there. Hand beneath my breath, elbows on my knees and chin resting on my palms. Kinda weird, though, when you think about it. I cut my head in her direction. Just all of us. After this. Who knows where we'll go, you know? Pauses, takes a sip. I've been together for so long, it feels weird. Like, I won't be able to just call one of you up. No more after schools at Norman's. Yeah, it's weird. Sit there a moment, letting the silence linger between us. Still going into fashion? I finally ask. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Campbell already accepted me anyway, so... I think back to a year prior. Because I gush constantly about wanting to apply to Springwood's software development program. Now, however, haven't even heard her mention Springwood since. Time goes away, scratching the back of my neck. Water bottles feel especially heavy in my pockets. Iggy? I glance back. I see her staring at her feet. Do you think I'm pretty? I nearly spit out my water. And fluster, I tend to wipe off my mouth, trembling audible in my voice as I ask, "What do you mean by that?" Face is red now. I was thinking about maybe going into modeling after school. Oh, I screwed the lid back on my water. Little droplets of water on my glasses now. They're distracting me. I told my mum, but she said I'm too ugly. That's bullshit, I say, just a bit too loud. Glance around nervously to check that none of the parent chaperones had heard me. When it seems I'm in the clear, leaning forward, hissing softer this time. That's bullshit. Is it though? See the side of her mouth twitch? Of course it is. You're the most gorgeous girl I know. I mean, look at you. Gestured towards her dress. You look like you stepped out of a painting or something. Like an angel. Yeah. Gidget sits back, her cheeks pink. You think I look like an angel? Cough into my hand. I mean, yeah? My knee is bouncing now. It's making the bleachers rattle. I look over, see tears forming Gidget's eyes. Shit. What's wrong? Did I say something wrong? No, no one's ever said anything like that to me before. Hey. I hesitate. Pull up my sweaty collar. Finally bring my arm around her shoulder. That's just 'cause, no one knows the real you. The real me? Yeah, you inside. The spirit. Reach forward to tap the area above her heart. Cool when I realize just how close to her chest that is. I pat her knee instead. Kind of thing only someone as close as me would know. No idea what I'm talking about at this point. Just rambling in an attempt to make it feel better. Gidget looks down bashfully. No going plain on her lips. I see. So don't let anyone tell you you're ugly, okay? You'll always be beautiful to me. Second, I worry that she's gonna start crying again. Head tilts downwards, towards her knees. Her eyes go strangely dark. Then she jerks upwards, cheeks pressing against my shoulder, and her smile reaching from ear to ear. Oh, Iggy, I'm going to be the best model. The prettiest model, just for you. Your angel. Hands find mine, and she lets out a happy sigh, leaning against my shoulder. We simply sit there, staring out across the gym, faces of classmates we'll likely never see again. Second, I feel like I'm standing on top of a tall cliff, looking down into the unknown. Things are going to change after this, aren't they? Never going to be the same. 2 water bottles in my pocket stay there until they grow warm. Crack my eyes open. Water's colourful and blurry, head cloudy, pillow soft against beneath my cheek. I must have fallen asleep. Don't really remember. At some point, my memories had simply drifted off into black nothingness. Coming low, the carriage rocking beneath us had probably knocked me right out. Blink away to cross and sleep in my eyes. When the lights drift in and the world to sharpen. Everything is tilted just slightly sideways. It's a perfect way to sleep. Oh my god, poor Kensei. This is so funny. I realized with a start that a pillow created in my head, and the one I'm currently drooling on is not a pillow at all, and is in fact a Kenzo's head. Oh my god. Her whole body slumped up against him is like some kind of limp doll. Genzo just sitting there, staring straight ahead, his arms locked across his chest. Shit. Great, I push myself up and away. Jaw forms a nice saggy arc between his cap and my lips. Must have dozed off. I bring a hand to my forehead, pressing my palms into my eyes. Genzo just grunts. Toss a glance outside. We're still surrounded by trees. How long has it been? Genzo scratches his head. Not that long, really. I can't help but feel that he's lying. Let me, ask, I guess. Across the edge of the table in an attempt to pull himself forward. Now the tight grip of the seat, lean towards the closest window. You, cease. How much longer have we got on this thing? There's no response. Cease! He pounds on the side of the carriage with his feet. Hello, you up there? Someone shove dicks in your ears or what? There's no response. He falls back with a disgruntled sigh. Once again squeezed, feeling my fingers on the side of the seat. Hugging clipboard carrying jack off. Let my gaze drift back towards the scenery. Trees are still there, but they're growing sparser. I swear I can hear all far sounds of life. Wheels rolling across cobblestones. Think of tableware. Doors opening and closing. Wait, maybe we're... a start. Well, all of a sudden the carriage comes to an abrupt stop. Two of us go lodging forward. The edge of the table slams into my ribs. Then I spotted grunt. I'm really starting to dislike this guy, Genzo mutters. Hear what sounds like Cecil hopping down from the front of the carriage, followed by footsteps approaching the door. Oh, it opens with a jerk. We have arrived. Thank fucking God. Genzo practically launches himself out the opening. His foot must get caught on the edge of the carriage though, because his launch quickly turns into freefall. He face plants on the ground in front of Cecil's feet. Cecil looks down at him in disdain. He holds up a silent hand to assist my own descent. Can't help but feel like some sort of princess as I take it, gingerly avoiding Genzo's prostrate form on the cobblestone as I step onto the ground. Gaze goes immediately to my surrounding. Oh, yeah, this is familiar. We're in some kind of small village. Quaint, white, and dark wood. Cottages surround us on all sides, and puffing chimneys punctuate the uneven horizon. This is incredibly familiar. Not just from my childhood memories either. It feels far too recent for that. Gitches here? Asked, as though there could be any doubt. Cecil makes some kind of affirming murmur in the back of his throat. Mistress was hoping you would join her for dinner tonight. Meantime, you may rest at the inn. And hopefully not killed by your zombie fans. My brain says no, but my stomach says yes. So much for my charging. I accept this culinary invitation. Cecil looks at him, blinks. It's dinner for two. Genzo presses his lips together, looking positively affronted. You know, Cease, you're really starting to grate on my last nerve here. Cracks his knuckle with a twitch of his head. Bring my hand to Genzo's shoulder. It's fine, Genzo, we need to figure out what's going on here anyway. Give me a chance to talk to Gidget, so please? Genzo winces. Gaze drops. Right, of course, sure. He grins. But even I can tell it's forced. Don't worry about me. I'll find something around here. It's not like I'm not used to dining in solitude. Now it's my turn to wince. Not given time to dwell on the depressing state of Genzo's daily routine. Cecil coughs, pointedly, waiting for us to look at him, then cocks his head. If you gentlemen would follow me. Turns on his heel with an abrupt twist, hands in his pocket as he wanders off towards one of the nearby buildings. Genzo and I can only shuffle along after him, brain already spinning 1,000 ancient threads about the dinner, what dinner will bring. when the night will lead. Yeah, hopefully not in death. I putter about my room until nightfall. Don't really know what else to do. My twisting bowels are doing their best to ensure I can't get any actual rest. Do take a shower though, wash myself up, lie on the bed in my room and stare at the ceiling, fingers laced across the nausea in my belly. About the time when my stomach is starting to growl in hunger rather than anxiety, Cecil comes to get me. Doesn't say anything, just staring at me over the dark circles beneath his eyes. Twists his heels to lead me downstairs. Lucy gets on her way outside. I wonder if he's still in his room. Not given long to think about him, however. As the moment we exit the indoors, my breath is stolen by the awaiting scenery. The whole town has been turned into a glittering landscape of gold. Soft yellow lanterns hang from the eaves of almost every building. Strands of golden lights line the winding streets, almost like lightning bugs floating in the night sky. My mind goes instantly to the types of fairy towns I've seen in picture books as a child. Something almost magical about the sight. Feel the air on my arms stand up from sheer wonderment. Do keep up. Cecil's uninterested voice snaps me from my ravine. I realize he's already a good number of paces ahead of me. I jog to catch up, head still on swivel as we make our way down the light-dappled path. Wonder where we're going. Realize I already know. That's right, going to the pier. We always go to the pier. Winding and weaving, we follow the path downward, and see the dark expanse of the water come into view. And in front of that expanse, strands of light form a glimmering circle, like a halo, with a small table below it. The table is done up with sparkling finery, crimson tablecloth, silver cutlery, glinting wine glasses, dancing candles. And surrounding the table itself are about 50 flowers worth of petals, dotting the ground like scattered snowflakes. This is... I distinctly gulp. Bittersweet are already starting to form along my hairline. This way, Cecil gestures me further along. As we near the water, I see her, standing alongside the railing, looking across the lake. But she turns at our approach. Gidget. For the second time that night, I find my breath stolen from me. She looks gorgeous. A smile playing on her lips, eyes quivering. Blonde hair cascading down her back, a shimmering gold beneath the glow of the hanging lights. Must look like a deer in the headlights, as she brings her hand to her mouth with a little laugh. Hey. Hi. Raise my hand awkwardly. What the fuck is wrong with me? Takes a step in my direction, throwing a shy glance at the table, our surroundings. They set it up for me. Didn't realize it was going to be so extravagant. They leave her hand around my neck, and I hope it shuffle my feet. Alright, Gidget's hands go to her cheeks. The people here, they've really been taking care of me. I laugh. When I said you were coming and that'd be nice to have dinner, they kinda... Makes a semi-panic motion with her hands as she throws another embarrassed glance at the table. Took things into their own hands. Oh, I see. But anyway, let's eat. Cecil said he arranged for all the food. I want to make sure we had the best. Through a glance at Cecil, who's standing a few paces off, looking as disagreeable as ever. Can't imagine him wanting the best for anyone. Sure, that sounds good. I start for the table. Just about to sit down when I see Gidget just standing next to her chair. Oh, right, we're supposed to pull out a chair for her. Cecil clears his throat loudly. Right. pull out the collar of my shirt anxiously, then step over and pull Gidget's chair out so she can sit. Gidget looks pleased as a punch. Cecil looks like he wants to murder me in my sleep. Honestly, it looks like he wants to murder everybody. Oh god. I hope we're not going to end up getting killed by Cecil instead. I swallowed nervously and slide to the chair opposite Gidget. Cecil begins pouring wine into our glasses. So, I start. Hands going from table to my lap, then back to the table. Gidget speaks up before I can find my words. I knew you'd come, she says softly. You did? Nods, shy smile playing on the lips. It's like inside me. I just knew. I could feel it. I laugh. You went down to the day. Is that weird? If I was able to send Cecil to come pick you up, I hope the ride was comfortable. Oh yeah, it was fine. Great. I'm bringing up the singing situation now, especially with Cecil practically breathing down my neck. I do know what you mean though. I had similar feelings myself. That things are familiar somehow. Been weirding me out since I got here. Right? Like, how in the world can any of this be familiar? Gidget laughs, the sound of it reminding me of orange soda somehow. Gaze softens, drops to the table. Yet it is almost like this is right. It's where we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to be doing. Kind of my mouth twitches. Not quite sure I share her opinion. I open my mouth to say something. I leave for Cecil to cut me off with a plate full of food. Your dinner. Oh, thank you. And at least we're not going to be eating human this time either. Although, that's probably going to be saved for when we go to Orm's castle. Hopefully we don't have to eat Genzo this time either. Places it in front of me, a steaming hot plate of vegetables, potatoes, and a large steak at its center. It certainly looks delicious. Just the smell of it sends my saliva glands into harmonious ecstasy. It looks amazing. Thank you, Cecil. Shall I provide musical accompaniment for the evening? Oh, that would be wonderful. Kida brings her hands together with a smile. Would you? I would be delighted, he responds, completely deadpan. She gives me another look of disdain. Before pulling a violin out of who knows where and jumping promptly into a romantic interlude. Katya closes her eyes as she listens, looking completely content. Take a hesitant sip of my wine. Where did you get this guy? Oh, Cecil? Brings her finger to her chin, gaze turning skyward. Well, I needed someone to help plan and arrange all my shoots, so guess you can say he's kind of like my agent. I laugh. But after a while, he started helping me out with other things as well. Gone to the point that I don't know what I'd do without him. Throw a wary glance at Cecil's direction. He certainly seems... Music stops. His eyes turn towards me. I don't like the way he looks at me. Dependable. I finish with a start. Oh my god. Fucking Cecil. Must be satisfied with this as the music begins anew. Okay, we might need to talk about him later when he's not here. But I get the feeling he doesn't really leave Gidget's side, so that might be hard to do. Gidget just smiles, picks up her wine glass, swirls it around, stares at the evolving liquid. Must say he was there for me when I first got here. It was a bit of a mess, to be honest. Head all over the place. A bit of a dark place. See her lip tremble. I don't know, it's like there was a moment when I needed someone desperately, and then he was just there. Thoughts go merely to the moment in the car. To the way she looked at me afterwards. Dark, just the way her eyes are now. Can't help but feel like I'm the one responsible. That's great though. Yeah, that's great. Take an overly large sip of my wine. You said, shoot? I mean you're doing modeling gigs then? Is that right? Alright, because we didn't go through, the forest entry, so we never got to see any of the billboards. She brightens at this. Oh, Icky, you should see me. I'm in a time of my life. Everybody loves me here. Never felt so alive. So right. Like, finally, everything I've done is paying off. That's fantastic. Everyone loves me the way I am now. I get so many compliments all the time. How beautiful I am. About my hair. About the outfits. God, Iggy. Had to see some of the gorgeous outfits I get to wear down here. Oh, do we bring it up now or not? Well, it's probably gonna get back to the car situation at some point, so might as well bring it up now. And about what she said makes me twitch. A weird wriggling worm in the back of my brain. Nagging shadow of guilt. What about what you said back in the car? Cocks her head to the side. I mean, now I'm starting to feel awkward. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Looks so happy now, after all. At this point, Ray brought it up. So, running a shaking hand through my hair, I continue. About, not knowing who you are anymore. Like, is this really what you want to do? Who you want to be? Mine continues, though the words stop short on my tongue. Then he stares at me for a moment. See the side of my mouth twitch ever so slightly. But the smile returns, a little bit too wide. Oh, that was, just me overthinking things like normal. I do that a lot, especially when I get kind of down, But yeah, I mean, now I'm here, got it all figured out. Know exactly who I am. Now it's my turn to calm my head. You do? Of course. She plays her hands for emphasis. Right here, they showed me. Showed me how beautiful I really am. Showed me that this is who I'm meant to be. You'll love me so much, Hickey. Made me feel like some kind of goddess. And now? Starts before suddenly going shy, gaze falling to the table. Now, I can see why. Thought that this place had already granted me everything I wanted. But perhaps my greatest wish is still yet to come. Oh, here we go. Gaze tilts back up, eyes looking straight up at me, through me. Feel a strange shiver run up my spine. Start forkful of veggies into my mouth. To be honest, I was thinking about you during my shoots. Wanted to make you proud. But I wanted you to see me so bad. See what I've been able to do here. Face is starting to grow warm. Wanted to show you how beautiful I've become. Looks down at this, her own cheeks going pink. So I could be your angel. Probably choke on a green bean. Eyes watering, thump on my chest. Icky? Kitchen jumps half out of her chair. Cecil's music comes to a tonal halt. Spread a series of phlegmy coughs before I'm finally able to expel the bean from my throat. It flame back into my plate with a gooey flop. Ew. Kitchen smiles nervously at me, forcing a chuckle. Are you, okay? Sorry, yeah, just, went down the wrong tube. Reach immediately for my wine glass and down about half of it in one gulp. Kitchen sits back down. Cecil sits back to his violin with a look of resentment in my direction. All I can do is... Okay, a bit of grammatical error there, but anyway. All I can do is stare down the half-chewed bean picking out from my mashed potatoes. This is gonna be a long night. That it is. Fortunately, the rest of the dinner goes by without much fanfare. We talk about her shoots. What was she going to do down here? Which brings up the topic of Orlum. Alright, Orlum is here, isn't he? But like everything at this point, this comes to no surprise. Of course Orlum is here. Where else would he be? Gidget recounts a tale of one of his castle parties and grandiose pageantry. It's weird listening to her tell it. Almost like I can picture it in my mind. See him in my mind. Cries of dancing. I can feel us dancing. Fingers between his. Hand on my hip. The strangest sensation. All of a sudden overcome with a guttural sense of loneliness. Still a piece of me is missing. A piece that fits nicely, curled up against my side. Aw. Dropped her orange hair tickling my bare arm. Shake my head to dispel the thoughts. This is getting weird. At this point, start questioning just about everything. Gidget asks what's wrong, I simply laugh it off. Laugh him off. Right, it's nothing. None of that's real. Gidget is real. In front of me. Looking at me. Waiting for my answer. That's right. Need to tell her. But no matter how I try, words get stuck in my throat. Would you still want to be my angel if you knew? A smile on my lip quivers. Knew what I'd never be able to do for you. Thinking about the answer shames me. My throat clenches even tighter around the words. Once dinner is finished, we leave Cecil to clean up the table and start back for the inn. Take a roundabout way out through the winding roads, just gazing up at the lights and dark expanse of the sky. At some point, Gidget's hands finds mine, and I don't pull away. Fingers are soft in mine, warm, secure. Comforting presence keeping me tied to reality, free from cloying grip of my self-doubt. She smiles at me, something conscious inside my chest, and I feel at home. Near the top of the hill, back into the main square. I can see the inn just on the other side. The walk will soon be over. Our talk will be over soon. And I haven't told her yet. Heart starts to pick up again. I have to do it now. The thought of the light vanishing from her face, fingers slipping from mine, never to reach out for them again. Steals the word every time they dance across my tongue. Iggy? I feel like come to a stop, so I stop too, looking back at her. Looks at me, at the ground. I feel her fingers tighten around mine. I'm sorry, he finally says. For what? For the day back in the car, she presses her lips together. It feels like forever ago to me now, but it hasn't been a day when I haven't stopped thinking about it, haven't regretted it. I shouldn't have pushed myself on you like that. I just... Shoulders start to shake, and I see the tears come. First tiny sparkles that dance on her eyelashes, morphing into the rivers that wind down her cheeks. Hey, reach forward before I have the chance to think about it, pulling her into my arms. Raise her head into my shoulder. I'm so scared, Iggy. Scared of what? I feel like if I lose you, I lose everything. Makes my brows furrow. Sit on this for a moment, pondering it. Slowly, why would you say something like that? Rubs her face into the fabric of my shirt. These streaks of snot and tears. I don't know. Stupid. I just feel so lost sometimes. But when I think of you, everything makes sense. A pause. I feel like you're my one chance. A sniff. Anyone who could like someone like me. Gidget. I just so desperately want to make you happy. To be perfect for you. So we can have the perfect life. Something twists inside of me. I'm not sure if it's related to the residual guilt still burning in my gut, that her words hit terrifying close to feelings I've entertained myself, or something else entirely. Pull back with a frown. As she looks down at me, her eyes watery and streaked. Feel my muscles move on instinct, almost like I'm being pulled by some invisible force. Reach down, lifting my toes ever so slightly. I press my lips on hers. Her eyes open wide at first. I squeeze tight, tears find their corners. Her arms go around my neck. Fuck, it feels good. Us holding each other like this, bliss wonderful against mine, sweet against mine, washing everything else away. When I pull back, see her cheeks rosy and her mouth cocked in the usual off-kilter grin of hers, can't help but think that she's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Brings my hand up to wipe at her eyes with a phony chuckle. God, look at me. It's okay, I probably don't look much better myself. Silence settles over us as we simply stand there, identical awkward grins on our faces. What do I do now? Never been in this situation before. Does she expect me to do something? To say something? Bring a hand to my forehead, feeling sweaty again. Sorry, I'm really bad at this. Finally say, voice cracking. It's okay, I am too, honestly. She brings her hands with a little wave, gaze dropping in nervous uncertainty. Do you want me to walk you home? I surround, suddenly feel quite stupid. Not that I know where home is. Here's at last. Just that little house down the road. People here got it ready for me a little while after I arrived. Right then, walk you to the little house down the road. I say with an undoubtedly dorky grin, then refined her hand. I would be delighted if you walked me there. Walk me there, good sir. Gives a little half bow, half curtsy thing, with a snorted laugh. The two of us are making our way along, back down the path, interlocked hands swinging between us like high school sweethearts. For once I feel fucked. Fucking fuck. I didn't tell her. Stared at the ceiling of my room back in the inn, fingers clenching at my cheeks and pulling down the skin around my eyes. Had one thing I needed to do. I couldn't even do that. Anything, I probably just made it worse. Cause now she has, like, expectations. Now she's going to assume things of me. Hope things of me. Going to let it down. Oh, fuck am I gonna let it down. Roll over my side, my knees are up and against my chest. Fuck. She's going to hate me. Gonna break her heart. Already the telltale heat is building up beneath my eyes, tears pricking the corners. Nausea. Nausea is back with vengeance. Cruel and bitter as it eats away at my heart. Before I can completely lose myself to misery, however, there's a knock on the door. Blink my eyes. Sit up. Who could... Wipe at my face to erase the blurry traces of tears, pushing myself to my feet. But as I'm taking a step towards the door, a wave of deep guttural fear washes through me. I stop. Why does opening a door suddenly feel like an incredibly bad idea? I look down to see my fingers shaking. When I swallow, my throat feels unbearably tight. Cold steel. Pressed against my neck. Snipping. I shake my head. Will away the thoughts. Stupid. Step towards the door and turn the knob. Okay. I must stop before I can finish. It's not Gidget. Yeah, I figured it was going to be Genzo. But thank God, looks like we're not going to die tonight. Hopefully. Unless Genzo is going to be the one flipping on me this time and going to try and cut me to pieces. and looking mildly shell-shocked too. He'd forgotten everything he'd been about to say. It's all he manages, his eyes twitching. What is it? Run a tight hand through my hair. Eyes down on his lip with a frown. Looks up. Down. Finally breaks into an overly wide grin. How'd it go, huh? I wince. It's not really what I need right now. Same type of family company does seem more preferable than drowning in my thoughts. Not for him to come in with a little grunt. Sits inside almost nervously, looking around the room as he smooths down the front of his jacket. Went great and horrible, finally say with a sigh. Flops down on the bed. That's what we learned individuals like to call an oxymoron, Iggs. I didn't tell her. Consider a brow arc. You didn't tell her? No. Sit down next to him before falling flat on my back. Hands to my face. Chickened out, okay? Just couldn't fucking do it. Look back at me, his eyes tight, and brings a hand to my knee with a reassuring squeeze. It's okay. These things take time sometimes. I just groan. Words provide me no comfort. Couldn't stop thinking about how she'd hate me once I told her. I'd ruined everything. She wouldn't be able to look at me the same way anymore. Long, pregnant pause after this. Kenzo seems to be looking at the far wall. Silent. Still. So still, in fact, that if it weren't for the gentle rise and fall of his shoulders, would have sworn he'd died right there in his introspection. Shifts again. Finally falls onto his back next to me. Both of us just staring up at the ceiling. See him open his mouth. Close it. I have something I've never told someone too. Really? You? Laugh in spite of myself? What said the first thought that pops into your head? Fixes a smile. Hey, I don't deny that. More silence. Toss a curious glance at him. Got his lip pressed together, and is blinking just slightly too rapidly. Says, his voice cracking. Keeps his hands over mine, to my forearm, fingers curling around it softly. Goes still again, just lying there, something moving up and down with his breath. His fingers tighten, claiming dents atop my skin. Hear him swallow, then grip loosen, gives my arm a little pat. I was as though praising a dog that's just performed an impressive trick. Just don't be like me, he says finally. His voice is notably strained. I throw another glance at him. His gaze is still pointed upwards. All that for that? Cock a brow? This makes him laugh. You know me, a sucker for theatrics. More like you're just weird. That too. Then my gaze returned to the ceiling. Now both of us just staring up at it again. Expansive white overhead. Throwing it to swallow us whole.